What's up, everyone? Mr. Octagonal here from Octagonal Gaming. Now we have another free agency recap. Last time we did days 2 and 3, and now we have days 4 and 5. And this one's definitely going to be longer than the 2 and 3 one because there was some big signing these past few days. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The first one is George Hill signed a 3-year, $57 million deal with the Sacramento Kings. I'm a little surprised it was the Kings because A, the Kings aren't a good team. Why would George Hill want to go to a sucky team? And B, they just drafted De'Aaron Fox, and they just drafted Frank Mason, but I don't know how much he's going to play this year. I'm a big Kansas fan. I want to see Frank Mason succeed. This does not help. I really think De'Aaron Fox is something special, and this may not help his development. I don't think he's that great at shooting guard. I mean, Monk's clearly better because they put Monk at shooting guard because they put Monk there over Fox. I'm not saying Monk is better. I don't think Monk is better than Fox. But anyway, I feel like Monk is a better 2 than Fox, which unless George Hill can play the 2, and they already have Buddy Hield. That's the thing. Like, they already have a bit of a nucleus with De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield. Maybe Justin Jackson or Harry Giles, one of them develops. Scalabrine had a good year last year. Maybe Willie Cauley-Stein. Maybe if Yorgos Papagiannis decides to have a good year. I'm not huge on this signing for the Kings, however, maybe it can help De'Aaron Fox's development, because George Hill was practically an all-star last year. Maybe it was because he just fit with the Jazz system, because he played for the Pacers for like 4 or 5 years, and it didn't go too well. Traded the Jazz, he's phenomenal. I mean, he really screwed the Pacers. The Pacers traded Kawhi Leonard for George Hill. George Hill wasn't great for them. Gets traded to the Jazz for Jeff Teague. Jeff Teague has a great year with the Pacers, leaves. George Hill has a great year with the Jazz, leaves. I didn't give an official grade to the George Hill signing. I'm going to give it a C. C plus, okay, because George Hill's pretty good. But now we have another veteran signing with the Sacramento Kings, and that's Zach Randolph. I'm kind of confused because the Kings still suck. They've been awful, even with DeMarcus Cousins. They could have Cousins and Fox, maybe, but instead they have Fox and all this, and Frank Mason, I guess. But anyway, they also brought in Zach Randolph. It's not an awful contract, 2 years, $20 million. He's like 37 or something, so he's going to be making $10 million, not this year, well, maybe this year. He'll be making $10 million the next 2 years. He's definitely going to be declining. This year he might not be great. Next year he might be awful. I'm not huge on this. I'm going to give it a C. I'm not huge on these two signings for the Kings. They're two good players and like bring them close to respectability. However, I don't think they're going to make them still a great team. A lot of players switched teams the past 2 days, and some good ones, most notably Gordon Hayward. Now, if you think Gordon Hayward is a snake, think again. The Thunder were a really good team. They just made it to the Western Conference Finals, and they've made it to the Finals before. The Jazz, this is the only time they've made the playoffs with Gordon Hayward, so there's that. B, the Jazz weren't as good as the Thunder. C, Gordon Hayward didn't join the team that beat him, or else he would have joined the Warriors. And D, he's not as good as Kevin Durant, so you can't really call him a snake. He is joining a better team than his team in the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are trying to make some moves. They're going to make Kelly Olynyk unrestricted, so he might not come back. And there's sign and trade details, too, but Utah Jazz are looking for maybe Jay Crowder, Avery Bradley, maybe Marcus Smart, which I think would really benefit the Jazz. I think they're all three very underrated players. And maybe the Jazz won't have to go and rebuild. Maybe they will. I feel like it would be better for the Clippers to go and rebuild than the Jazz, because the Jazz, Rudy Gobert is still really young. They just got Ricky Rubio. They're a better team than the Clippers, I think. And now, especially if they get Jay Crowder or Avery Bradley or Marcus Smart, even though the Clippers got Gallo, which we'll cover in a minute. But I'm going to give this signing a A-. The next one isn't actually a signing. It was that Chris Bosh got waived from the Miami Heat. He hasn't played a game in over a season. I believe it was February 2016. He's had a lot of blood clot issues. I think he's had 3 or something the past 2 years, which is very sad. I hope he gets better. I hope this isn't a life-threatening issue. He's probably never going to play competitive basketball again. I'd love to see him return to the NBA, but I doubt it. I just hope he's okay. long term. The Heat are going to retire his number, most likely, according to Pat Riley, which I think they definitely should. He didn't lead them to 2 rings, but he did win 2 rings with them and was an important contributor. They probably could have won those 2 rings without him, but it wouldn't have been as easy. It's not like a James. Well, then again, I mean, James Jones was the leading contributor of those teams. I mean, James Jones made it to 7 straight finals. There's also this guy named LeBron James who's made it to 7 straight finals, but people are saying James Jones might be the greatest of all time. But anyway, Chris Bosh did make a lot of money this year and didn't play at all. I think he got paid his contract this year. But of the Heat, I believe them and Chris Bosh agreed a while ago that they didn't have to pay Chris Bosh's salary, and now they're officially waiving him. So hopefully he gets better. I believe this is the official start to the sign-and-trade era. We've seen a lot. We've already seen Chris Paul. There might be one with Gordon Hayward. And now we have Danilo Gallinari. Gallinari is going to the Clippers. I am very confused with what the Clippers have done this offseason. I think the Chris Paul trade somewhat helped them because Chris Paul is going to leave. But I don't get why they re-signed Blake. They should go. If they trade Paul, why not go into a rebuild? They re-signed Blake, and now they get Gallinari, which I really don't get. Now, the real winners of this are the Atlanta Hawks. It was a 3-team deal, so the Nuggets obviously traded Danilo Gallinari to the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers traded Jamal Crawford, Diamond Stone, and the 2018 first-round pick that they got in the Chris Paul trade to the Atlanta Hawks. And you know what the Hawks gave to the Nuggets? A 2019 second-round pick, which belongs to the Wizards. So the Hawks traded a second-round pick in 2019 for a 2018 first-round pick, which is probably going to be in the 20s. Diamond Stone, who's a center, and he's 20 years old. And Jamal Crawford, who's actually kind of on a big contract and is kind of old. But still, this is really good for the Atlanta Hawks. The Nuggets got, I guess it's not awful for the Nuggets because they got something, even though that something was a future second-round pick. I think this is, since the Clippers are not going for a rebuild, this is a pretty good signing, I guess, but they should still be going in a rebuild. I'm going to give it a B-. The rich just get richer, as Nick Young, a very solid shooter off the bench, will be joining the Golden State Warriors. Good thing he didn't join the Nets because of him and D'Angelo Russell. No, okay. Anyway, he joined the Warriors on a 1-year, $5.2 million deal. I think the 1-year thing is a great idea. I think teams should be doing more 1-year deals, kind of like what the 76ers did. They gave J.J. Redick a 1-year deal and Amir Johnson a 1-year deal. They paid those two a little too much money, but only for 1 year. Like what the Warriors are doing here, they don't have to pay them too much. They already brought all of their core back, Curry, Durant. They brought solid bench pieces back like Iggy and Sean Livingston, who they were probably not going to bring back. So this free agency's gone better for the Warriors than what they expected. They do have to re-sign Zaza, which it sounds like they are. I believe Ian Clark's a free agent too. I haven't heard any rumors on that. But this is a pretty good signing for the Warriors. I'm going to give them a A. So Nick Young, this one, which is Dion Waiters, and the next one happened all on day 5 or July 5th. The other ones happened on July 4th, so it's kind of funny that Gordon Hayward joined the Celtics on the 1-year anniversary that Durant joined the Warriors. But anyway, Dion Waiters finally get a player who's re-signing with their own team, and Dion Waiters signed a 4-year, $52 million deal for Miami Heat. You know, I was talking about that 1-year deal thing. I think the Heat should have done that. Dion Waiters was only good for a few months this year, while he had a nice buzzer beater against the Warriors, towards the middle of the season. I feel like he was good for a few months and isn't deserving of his contract. They just paid Tyler Johnson a lot of money, who isn't great. They're now paying Dion Waiters a lot of money. Hassan Whiteside's on a big contract. Goran Dragic, when he becomes a free agent, I can only assume he's going to be on a big contract because he had a really good season last year, arguably an all-star season. And a few years ago on the Suns, he had an all-star season. I'm going to give the Heat a C-. I think Dion Waiters is a solid player. But since he was only good for a few months, we don't know how good he'll be. If he has that talent for the next 4 years, then that's great. He's not super old. The thing about these big contracts is, the last few years, are they going to suck? Dion Waiters might not suck in 4 years because he'll still be relatively young. But I'm still going to give it a C. The last one is Andre Roberson has decided to re-sign with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And this is honestly a steal. He is one of the premier defenders in the NBA. He's an all-NBA defender, or all-NBA defense, or all defensive team. He's a very, very good defender, and he's only going to be paid $10 million for the next 3 years. While he sucks on offense, he can't shoot for his life. His free throw rating in 2K is worse than Rudy Gobert and probably DeAndre Jordan. He's still a phenomenal defender, and he's on a 3-year, $30 million deal. I think this is a steal for the Thunder. He's probably going to be their starting shooting guard now that they don't have Oladipo. He can play 2 and 3. He's going to defend those wings pretty well. Because those wings, I mean, there's LeBron, KD, Kawhi, at shooting guard, there's like Jimmy Butler and DeMar DeRozan, Klay Thompson, etc., etc. James Harden, I don't know how I forgot him. And Paul George is a pretty good defender, too, on the other wing. And Russell Westbrook, I mean, he just won MVP. He can play defense. I mean, then again, James Harden almost won MVP. He's had some defensive history, but I'm going to give this an A+. I'm not huge on Roberson, but this is definitely a steal. Hope you guys enjoyed. This will probably be the last free agency recap video till next offseason. Or probably next NFL offseason. Or maybe even next MLB offseason. We'll see. Peace out.